Good day, St. Michael. My name is Miss Anna Corina Natividad, but you can call me Teacher Anna or Teacher Bebet. Or maybe you can call me Miss Ang or Miss Bebet. All right. So our lesson for today is about literature review. I already uploaded that on our Schoology, and you can also see the activities that is given to you. All right. So let me just share my screen with you. While I'm sharing my screen, a little something about me. I graduated Communication Arts from University of Santo Tomas, took up units of law at Manila Law College, and also took units of education. And I'm also a public school, senior high school teacher. All right, but before I taught in college. All right. So this is about writing a literature review. Let me just go to the next slide. The objectives that we have here are these: to know the steps in writing a literature review and apply tips on how to write literature review. So I won't be uh, uh, be telling you how to make the literature review step by step, but I'm going to give tips on how to. All right, it's just because you have already your subject for practical research. So a literature review is a survey of scholarly sources on a specific topic. It is an overview of current knowledge, and so that you can identify the theories, methods, and gaps in your research. So you're going to need your references such as books, journal, articles. And what you're going to do is to analyze what you will gather and paraphrase the concepts which are relevant to your research. So, like I said, these are the tips that you can follow. Number one is narrow your topic and select papers accordingly. Meaning that you have to know the specific area of the study, all right? And in order to do that, you can talk to your friends, talk to your professor, talk to your group mates, and brainstorm about the issues about the field that you are going to research about. And then, if the scope or topic that you have is general, you can limit your scope into smaller topic areas. Number two is a search for the literature. So if you're searching, you have to define your source selection. So what are the source selection? Like I told you, there are lots. For example, articles, published research papers from before, and then you must know if you want to focus on a specific geographic region. If you're searching, better to know how to use good keywords. May it be using Google search, or may it be when we're using library database. And then any topic that you have, you must know also a contrary point of view of your topic so that it will help you to define what your topic really is. Third is read the selected articles thoroughly and evaluate them. Okay? So if you have your articles now, if you have your books, or if you have the journals, all right, you must find the assumptions that researchers or other researchers made, and you must have your own assumption too. So what are you going to look at? You're going to look at the methodology. You must, on your mind, it must be clear already what kind of testing procedure are you going to use, and researching about the other researches of others will tell you what is commendable on what kind of materials that you're going to use too. Theories which are conflicting or other methodologies or the results that you will gather is very important so that you will know as well what you're going to use because theories change over time. Again, the theories may be debunked, like for example, a theory from the 1800s are not applicable anymore during this period of time. So it is important for you to gather information which are 10 years ago, which means if it's now 2020, you can use information from 2010 up to today. Okay? Fourth is organize the selected papers by looking for patterns and by developing subtopics. So note the following. The findings that you have are sometimes common. So you must take a look at another view or try to find another view which is not common. All right, so that you will have something to research about. There are influential theories which you will find, and those should be present in your literature review. If your review is extensive, might as well you take a use or use graphic organizers, like for example table, so that you can organize your thoughts, so that you will see what is your topic and your subtopics. Fifth is develop thesis or purpose statement, which I know it's not new to you. You know exactly what a thesis is, right? It is a 1 or 2 sentence statement summarizing the conclusion that you have reached. Sixth, write the paper. Well, when writing a paper, of course, just like writing any kind of paper, especially if it's going to be academic paper, it's always organized, right? It is always logical. The structures that you have should always be analysis over description, all right? Because it's an academic paper. That's the difference between a non-academic paper, which is it's okay if you're going to be descriptive about it, but this time we are putting importance, or we are writing about factual evidences. Okay. 7, review your work. Everything is done. Now what you're going to do is you have to delete irrelevant information. Okay? It's better if you read your work aloud so that you will know if there are certain parts that you need to pause. In that way, you would know what kind of punctuation marks you're going to use. And you're going to check if there are grammatical errors. After everything is done, you have to review your work again. All right, review if there are certain information which are not up to date. So if it is not up to date, eliminate it. If there are pertinent texts, then of course um, you have to highlight them, or in such a way that it would be in sequence, all right, of what is really important on your research. And you have to make certain citations and references. It is better while doing your literature review, you are also doing your references as well. Uh, like for example, if the reference would be in APA, which I know you already know because you have your practical research. So might as well, while you're searching about it, you're doing the citations at the same time. And then what else? If you're reviewing it, the text should be written clear and concise. When you say it's an academic style, it means that it's not the language of everyday speech. Thus, you will use the language which is formal. It has, of course, you need to see if your thoughts or ideas or sentences are smooth, are logical. Okay, so this is a very important. But the most important thing of all, that of course, because this is a research paper, that your work should not be plagiarized. All right. So kindly ask your research teacher as well on the programs or applications that you can download or maybe try online so that you can check if your work is plagiarized or not. I have given two activities for this lesson. The first one is very easy. This is going to be a quiz, actually. This is true or false. All right. So you just have to choose if the statement is true or false. So it's just 10 items. Now for activity 2, it says here, you have to state your research topic. If you're going to state that, I want it to be in a question form. Like for example, your topic is wearing school uniform or a need to wear school uniform. But I want it to be, is there a need to wear a school uniform? Okay. If you want to choose or if you want to write the topic, your topic on your research that or the research that you have made before, it's okay with me. Then after that, you have to answer the following questions. Number 1, is the problem important? Just have to say yes or no, but you still have to tell me, of course, why do you think so that the problem is important? Number 2, have others researched it before? 3, what conclusions did they reach towards the question? Uh, for number 3, sorry about this, but the text is not number 4, but 3.1. So what conclusions they have reached in terms of 3.1? What impact might this research have? And how will you find these references? In order to answer that, of course, the 3.1 question, what impact, is if how important is your research? Who will benefit from your research? If this research will go through, so what kind of impact it will give to others, right? It's more of citing the importance of your research. And the last question for 3.2 would be, how will you find these references? Um, if you're going to use Google Scholar, or if you're going to use whatever applications that you have, maybe you have an application for online library. So you just have to tell me, how are you going to uh, find other references, especially now that it's the new normal and you cannot go out and go to the library. Okay, so there. If you have other questions, you can easily send me a message through Messenger, all right? Or you can also send me message through Schoology, okay? So I will be glad to assist you, all right? So about the date of when to finish, or the due date or the deadline, the activity and the quiz, that's going to be November 6th. I have move it, so there. All right. So it's nice to be able to teach you, even though we haven't met. All right. So have a good day. Bye bye.